Hi everyone, Flaming Footy here, and welcome back to a new video on the channel. And today, guys, here I am to continue my AFL 23 Adelaide Crows My Coach Crew mode. In today's episode, here we are for the second preliminary final against Melbourne. Now, of course, I did just spoil last week, but if you haven't gone ahead and checked out last week's episode, please go ahead and do so now. Scrappy game, GMHBA Stadium, but we won by 12 points in the qualifying final, and we get through now to the prelims to play the Demons, and the Cats do still, of course, keep their season alive. They did defeat Richmond, but Sydney got over Melbourne in the first week. We got over the Cats, obviously. Collingwood got over Port Adelaide, Richmond got over Essendon, and then the second week of finals saw Melbourne get over Collingwood and Geelong get over Richmond. And yeah, now Sydney, Geelong and Adelaide and Melbourne, we are playing, I think it's Saturday night probably, at the Adelaide Oval against the Demons. So we're not going to waste too much more time. Just going to go ahead, hop right into things. So we're going to be going ahead and selecting our lineup now. Dawson, Murray, Duda. I'm going to move Dawson. I'm going to swap Dawson. I mean, it is a big risk, but he's all the way back here at full back, and I do feel like we probably could be using his elite kick a little bit better. But I really don't want to mess up a team that's already rocking and rolling. But I think I'm going to have to push Smith back and swap him and Dawson around. Of course, Murray, Butts, Michael Laney, Duday, Berry, Saligo, Laird, O'Brien, Keys, Sloan, Rochelle, Fogarty, Rankin, Jones. I run as a bit of an experiment now. I do feel like our team does need to get taller. I don't know who's a taller option to put in there because Murphy's quite small, so I'm not going to be bringing him back in. He's going to stay out. I do feel like Newchurch has done enough to keep his spot. But the only problem is I don't really know who else I could bring in. Will Hamill could be one that could come in. Nankervis is a taller player, but more of a risk. Cook is another taller player. Schonberg, he's 183. Miller is 184. Probably Schonberg might be one that we could get a little look in. Ned McHenry's on the smaller side. So there's not a whole heap. It's probably Schonberg or no one really. Because what's Jones? I need to see his height. 180. I'm going to keep him in. Scholl stays. Hinge will stay. Parnell can stay. Newchurch can stay. And Pedler, I might... Nah, you know what? I'm going to keep him as well. Yeah, I think I'm just going to roll the same team. I don't really feel like there's a need to change it. I think we're doing alright, so I'm going to just go ahead and confirm it. They do have a taller defence, the Demons, so I am a little bit worried it might be the reason why we lose, but... yeah, I hope that isn't an issue. So, yeah, we're just going to go ahead, hop right into this game, of course. The D's, they did defeat the Pies and then lost to the Swans, so they were another fellow top 4 team, and they led right from the outset in that game and managed to carry it on nicely. So, I really hope that our decision based on, yeah, who we're picking isn't going to cost us. But of course, it's win, go through the grand final, lose, and go home. So I'll see you guys at Adelaide Oval for this huge preliminary final. See you there. So of course, if we lose, we are going home. That's the main thing which we've got to remember. It is a wet night at the Adelaide Oval. It's a huge night for our players. And again, though, we just got to keep on winning, and players have got to be performing to stay in the team. We get through the grand final next week and somebody doesn't perform, they can get dropped. Players in this team are not immune to being dropped. That's the one thing that we've got to remember. We can make some brave calls, like Newchurch. Melbourne have won the toss. There's a heavy wind, so I do feel like it's going to be low scoring. They're going to the left. We normally go to the left, so our streak is broken. But huge Saturday night clash here at the Adelaide Oval. Preliminary final, and we're underway. And so it's always a tough wind to gauge here. And especially for a left footer, I'm going to have to put it through. If it was a right footer, I could start it out the post, but this would be interesting. Can this go through for the first of the night? It's turning, but it is there. First, the prelim, Ben Keys. Apparently, first game of the year for McDonald in a prelim, and he slots through the D's first of the night. So this wind has been disastrous tonight. He needs to learn from other players that have already had shots earlier about what to do, because that will come back. Pick it on the siren. It's going to be a tough kick. It's coming back, but it didn't have enough. So there's the quarter time break, and it's 13-8, unbelievably enough. What a quarter of footy it has been. Adelaide 2-1, 13 to Melbourne 1-8. It's been interesting. They've been so dominant around the clearance. We've only got the one clearance. They've got 5. Huge second quarter coming up here, though. It has been such a fascinating game so far. It's been low scoring because of these tough conditions. It's so windy. The wind is so tough, and it's raining. It's, yeah, very interesting. But here we go. Second quarter. Prelim final underway. Comes the ground. Rochelle, can he just get it on the boot? He can't. But Philthorpe can. So Alex Neil-Bullen, can he work with the wind here? That'll do. The D's get their second. Now Keys definitely deserves a goal. How good is that? The scoring's gotten a little bit easier to score this quarter. This will be an interesting kick. Yet to kick a goal tonight, Taylor Walker. And he's on the board now. We are starting to just fly away here. It goes out in the pocket. There's a good chance. That is a great goal. Coming out. It'll be coming back to Riley O'Brien. On half time. Does he get the bounce? You bet he does. But does it count? It doesn't count. That is disappointing. Riley O'Brien had a really good chance there. We've evened up the clearance. We have evened up the clearance. That is so important. Where's the inside 50 count? 20 to 13. So we've been dominant in that area. But yeah, we've evened up the clearance count at 7 to 10 now. And yeah, we can just have a look at some of these stats. And it's been pretty interesting to say the least. Grundy's had a mammoth game. But unfortunately enough, that Riley O'Brien goal doesn't count. And I wonder at the end of the day, in a game like this, how much that might hurt. Because that was a good finish, but not counted. He did kick it before half time. And it's not on the scoreboard. So that would have been a huge goal if he had kicked it there. To extend the margin to 18 rather than 12. But anyway, though, we're going to put that behind us. Second half underway. So now Riley Thilthorpe. This will be a certain goal. I'm hoping anyway. Just going to allow for the wind. There we go. Perfectly done. 18-point lead. Pickett taken to ground. Coming through was Viney. And that is a huge, huge, huge goal. So all they needed was 2 goals to bring them back in this game. And that squeezes through. And that is massive. Should be no problems here for Riley Thilthorpe to put it back out to an 11-point lead. That's huge. There we go. Just to halt Melbourne's momentum and maybe give us a little bit of momentum. Bailey Fritsch. 4-point game. Go again. 3-quarter time. We're probably going to have another crack. But the siren saves Melbourne and disappoints us. Adelaide 8-4-52 to Melbourne 6-6-42. There we go. And clearances, we got absolutely destroyed again in that quarter. Inside 50s 26 to 17. So we are still destroying them. But look, it's just such a huge game. It's a prelim final. We must win. The winner goes through the grand final. The loser goes home. It has been very, very, very tough conditions with the wind, with the rain and all that in this game. So the winner's going to deserve it. Final quarter, it's been low scoring, but here we go. We're underway, preliminary final, Adelaide Oval, Crows vs Melbourne. Here we go, so in his playing career, he makes them pay full price. Needs to be careful. Neil-Bullen now. Goal! Goal for the D's. Try and put it through, but I'm just going to try this. Josh Shelley. One of the weirdest snaps you'll ever see. But it's one of the best at the same time. Oh, oh no. Oh no. Oh yes, Melbourne. Still in it. Time. If he pops this through, it's over. We're through. We're gone through the granny. What a huge kick and what a huge goal. Paddy Parnell. There's your siren. And we are going through the grand final. Now it's just a matter of, can Parnell put cream on a very nice cake? He can. Get excited like Parnell, because we're going through the grand final. There it is. We're through. And be excited, because the grand final episode will be a banger. And we win by, what is it, 16 points in the end. What a game. And at one stage in that second and third quarters, we definitely had it. In the last quarter, it was a back and forth game. They looked like they were going to have opportunity to win it, but we just had a better first quarter, and in the end it wasn't too much of a low scoring game. In fact, the last quarter they kicked 3 goals, we kicked 4. Really high scoring contest in that final term, back and forth. Melbourne never led, believe it or not, in this game, but they were always hanging around, and it was such a good contest. And look, if you want to win the grand final, probably clearance is a big addressing area and tackles. We did win the inside 50 count though, and then you guys can go through any of those other stats if you want to. But 5 goals for Thilthorpe. I mean, in a game where we kicked 12 goals, 5 goals wins it. 3 for Walker as well, and 2 for Keys. So it wasn't different players. Grundy was inaccurate, so was Ben Brown. It wasn't different players, but it was the same few that got involved. Tariq Newchurch, he was a little bit disappointing this week, but look, we've probably got some changes to make for the grand final, I reckon. We've probably got a couple to make, but yeah, we'll have to wait and see. Yeah, who I'll put in the team next week, or next episode, sorry. But yeah, there's the win. And now, enjoy us singing the song as we advance through to the grand final. Melbourne are eliminated, and here we are through the grand final. Next episode will be the grand final. Enjoy the song. There it is, through the grand final, and our opponent is to be confirmed. It's going to be one of Sydney or Geelong at the MCG. Preferably Sydney would probably be the better team to play, considering, of course, 2 interstate teams it'll be, and that'll mean that it's not a home ground game for Geelong. So our opponent will be revealed in just a minute. I'm just going to a little bit more suspense, just going to add the build up to it. But yeah, there's some of the ball winners and goal kickers from both sides. And our opponent in the grand final is the Sydney Swans. The team I wanted it to be is the team we're playing in the grand final. It is a neutral grand final. There is no home ground advantage whatsoever for any side. And we'll just have a look at how that Sydney-Geelong game played out. Pretty similar to our game, where Sydney really did get a good hold of Geelong there. But yeah, similar to our game where the other side never led, where the Cats never led in that game. But where we're playing Sydney in the grand final. What did I just see? 46 for Constanti, 46 disposals for Constanti, 41 for Rodman, 36 for Mills, 35 for Parker, 41 for Holmes and Dangerfield, 36 for Nevitt, 34 for Atkins. You're kidding me. Have other games had this before, like where it's big ball winners? Wow. I actually didn't even realise that the games had that. When you compare it to like one of our games, 48. Who's getting 48 in a game? Clayton Oliver. What on planet Earth? What have we got here? 46. A little bit more realistic. 48. Wow. I didn't actually know. I am surprised because when you look at our games, you see, oh yeah, 16, 14, 20. Maybe the occasional 25 or maybe even 30 in there, but never 40. They must be kicking the ball to a couple of players. I'd like to see the rest of the team's list and see how that's going. But yeah, Sydney and Adelaide in the grand final at the MCG. We'll have a look at some statistics now. We'll have a look at the Coleman medal race, of course. It is won by Taylor Walker. But yeah, that's fascinating. I didn't actually know that you can, this game actually gives 48 out regularly. Let's have a look here and I just want to. Wow, that's insane. Anyway, though, we're through the grand final. We're playing Sydney at the MCG. Make sure to tune in next episode because, of course, it's going to be the grand final. It's going to be a huge game, and hopefully we can get the chocolates and win the grand final. This is going to be a really good matchup because if we have a look to the last time we played them, it was a stunning 1-point win, and I'll be going through that as well next episode. This game, but of course next episode is the game. It's the grand final. Thank you guys so much for watching through the grand final. See you next episode for this grand final. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please do make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you guys next video on the channel. Thank you guys so much. Bye everyone. Flame Footy out.